We used to joke that it was Citizen Wayne. We used to call it. I just like that sequence where, right from the beginning of the movie, where Polly falls into the tub. There's like a high angle where she falls into the tub, you know, her feet on the ground. That movie really has a lot of crazy close-ups in it. I had this Inavision lens that I shot all these, like the keys. I do love the dolly in on the toilet. That's another one of my favorite shots. I remember when we were shooting it, everyone was like, dollying on the toilet, what does it mean? Because, you know, then they throw it through the window. But it's like dollying on the toilet, it's just cool storytelling. It's fun to see.
His helmet is stifling.
Some of my favorites in 300 are like in the end battle when Leonidas is standing there, and is really the cover shot from the graphic novel, you know, where he's kind of standing there and he puts his head down. It's the profile of the helmet. You know, those came out really kind of exactly as I hoped they would. You know, they're very close to. It's hard to get close to that graphic novel, but we did the best we could. Surprisingly, a lot of it's just color. You know, like I have a really great relationship with this guy, Stefan Sonnenfeld, who colors my movies, and I've been coloring with him since my early commercial career. And so we have a really great shorthand, and creating the look of 300 was really particular. And a lot of it's done, it's kind of plain if you saw it, and then we really just kind of crush it into the look that you see in the movie. Watchmen, oh geez, that's like chock-a-block. That sequence where Rorschach gets framed at the house and he comes out and he's about to like spray the cop with the aerosol, and there's a shot that we did, and I did it to the side, a second unit shot of like the matches where he drags them on the ground and they ignite. And I remember the way we shot that was like, Larry was working on the other set, and like I had just built up this little unit to the side. So it was like, we had the camera on this weird little rig, and I had like the matches. I think I was holding them in Rorschach's glove, and then we were all dollying together, and the camera was in this little, and we had this teeny little setup. And it was a really like, it was a hard shot to get, so it took us like, we kept doing it. Like every time we'd have a break, I'd go walk over and like, let's try it again. And, but I do love it because I love these kind of, these like weird, abstract, sort of really close, big shots. There's another great shot, Rorschach, it's a low angle where he turns, throws the canister at the guy. And I just like these kind of low graphic against the ceiling shot of Rorschach. It's always, I don't feel like hemmed in by the frames, you know, by the frames that exist in the comic book. I didn't feel hemmed in at all. Cause like, you know, you can kind of surf through those, you know, and then come back out. You know, you don't have to, it's really just a way to kind of ground yourself back into the what Dave created, you know, with his illustrations. And that little area of the movie I really enjoy. One of my favorite shots in Sucker Punch is a spinning button shot. The father pops the button off of Baby Doll's pajama top, falls on the ground, and you can sort of see them in the background and the button's spinning on the ground. We built this giant oversized button, you know, it was like this big, and then, you know, the camera's here. And so the actors were really back there, but in perspective, it looked like the button was way in the foreground, but it was all just fake, forced perspective, you know, that stuff. I love that stuff. That's why it's fun to do. I'm like, let's build a giant button. Everyone's like, what, why? The way I think about slow motion, mostly, I think a lot in sort of compositional terms. And so I like to sort of emphasize a moment compositionally, and it's hard to see it when it goes by so quickly. And so I always was using slow motion early in my career to kind of extend a moment so you could really sort of catch the why of it, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of persisted, I think, you know? It's a way of experiencing what we've kind of studied in a protracted way to kind of really absorb the juxtaposition of the objects within the frame. My favorite shot in BVS. Yeah, I think it has to be, there's a down shot of Superman lying in this sort of pile of broken radiators. And it's it's like this graphic shot of him just kind of dead, not dead, but just semi-conscious in that pile of radiators with his cape back there. And he gets actually dragged out of that shot. It's the Batman drags him out. And so, yeah, that's one of my favorites. It's super graphic.
Master Wayne. You did it.
I love this is a weird reference, but in the black and white version of Justice League, there's a shot where Alfred is talking to Batman, or Bruce Wayne at this point, because he's not dressed in his outfit. But they're in the warehouse, and they're silhouetted against the door. And in black and white, Alfred is just a silhouette, and the Batmobile is kind of in the foreground. It's just this, as a black and white shot, I just was like, we used to joke that it was Citizen Wayne. We used to call it.
Why did you choose black and white?
The reason that movie was, for a long time, that movie existed as a black and white version because I had it. The version that I kept after I left the project was in black and white. And so I had it in black and white just as a file. And so I watched it in black and white every now and then. And so when we went to make the movie, I was like, I'd love to do a black and white version to homage at least the way the movie existed for me for a long time. So.
To knock out other teams here before us. Do you know anything about this?
That's news to me.
A very particular shot in Army where they've gotten into the casino. They're all standing around the table. Dave is there. He's talking to the guys. They're all there. They've just realized that they've gotten to this. Other teams have been in there before, whatever. And there's a shot of Dave where he looks, and it's just like a side view, but we lit it. It's lit with flashlights, and then the background has these certain, hot sources coming through, and it just really worked out. This one shot really worked out as far as the dream lenses combined with the way it was lit and everything. I was just like, that's what I meant.
Stop.
There's a shot of Cora standing in the doorway of the granary right before the fight, and it's a shot of the bucket. She's out of focus, and the bucket that Sam dropped is in the foreground. So she's sort of standing in this weird out of focus shape, and there's like a bucket in the foreground. The mystery that it starts, this sort of idea that you never saw the bucket fall, but you knew it did, and it's just it's a double reveal. It's kind of an ironic reveal because that's the bucket on the ground, but that's her reveal as well. It's I don't know. I know it's it's not like one of those huge iconographic shots, but I like it when a shot like that makes it into the movie. It wasn't drawn either. It wasn't a storyboard. I just kind of saw it on the day and was like, oh, let's do this. That's cool. I love the shot from Untouchables of Costner turning with a shotgun at the top of the stairs. It's like a low angle, slightly low, and he's turning in the staircase sequence in Untouchables, and he's pulling the shotgun out from under his jacket. The camera's right here. It's a really cool shot. It's super simple, but really incredibly well done. And then there's another shot from that movie, which is the graphic down shot. He's in his white suit, dead in the back of and the black cars are all lined up, and he's in the one that's like this. It's a really great shot.
For more directors picking some favourite shots from their films, why not check out our videos with Ridley Scott or Damien Chazelle.